Okay, since I don't have that much time today for the recording, we jump right into it without an intro. So what I want to show you today is Batsby in RTA, and I used him together with Sword 7. And before I just jump right into the RTA showing you the two matches I played with him, I want to show you how Sword 7, how good it truly is, right? Because otherwise you don't know, is it good, is it bad, what is the case, right? So for the testing purposes, what I'm doing here is I do have two setups, both with Mari, one with Sword 7, one with Count. Let's take a look at stats real quick. So what I'm doing here is we have 4 pieces of Keen Eye. So basically Keen Eye is active for both pieces. But the difference is with this build, we have more crit damage. I purposefully did not put like this auto final damage up because the pieces are different in itself, right? But overall, those are the stats here. 2100 attack and plus 213% crit damage. And then we have the Mari as well here. What we're going to do is basically the AoE first, because that's what usually would be the case, right? So you would have a CC nonetheless. So let's take a look at that light one, which is CC'd, but that doesn't really matter since we are using Count right now, but we're doing the S3. We will not get the attack buff because we have Mari in here, but I think this is the perfect test because in both situations we have a 30% attack up, right? Now let's take a look. So we have it as accurate as possible. And in terms of the damage, we are getting 94k damage. It would be higher if Lilium could apply her own attack buff because she's missing 10% now because of the Mari, right? I did it. I tried it a couple of times. She hits like max cap was around 104k, something like that. Roughly. Let's do it one more time so you can see the damage here for a second time. I don't slow it down now, because we know what we're expecting here, 97k. Okay, now let's restart this real quick and we do the exact same thing, but this time with the Sword 7 into the mix. Now let's check the stats here. So we have around the same amount of attack. We have way less crit damage though. We have roughly 50% less crit damage, right? And with this Sword 7 piece here, this is also not maxed out, so it's missing damage, but overall it's around the same attack value, but we have 50% crit damage less. Outside of that, everything is kind of the same. Now let's compare the damage this time now and see what's going to happen overall. Now the Sword 7 buff is up. You can see it is active. It states here 2 turns when attacking controlled enemies deal 50% more damage. That's now active for 2 turns. Let's use the S3, slow it down, and let's check out the damage output. There we go, 102k damage. We can repeat that process. Let's do it one more time so you can see the damage fluctuation as well. I will not slow it down, and we do it like this. Another S3 on the middle guy and see the damage again. Ooh, hit 107k. So we just hit probably max damage fluctuation, but as you can see the damage was higher even though we had 50% less crit damage. So what does that mean overall? Now there were a couple of different things going on, but the TLDR version is Sword 7 allows you to have less stats on your units and focus more on a fast build on your DPS while outputting roundabout the same damage, plus minus, right? If we're looking at a face value, if we would have max damage build on Count, max damage build on Sword 7, and then compare these two numbers, then most likely Sword 7 will have the higher damage output. But the thing is, with Sword 7 you have a requirement you have to hit before, and that is to CC first, otherwise you will not get the extra bonus. With Count you get the extra damage no matter what, and it doesn't matter whatsoever, right? And you have the leech effect as well. So the first game I want to highlight is here, which I did like 5 days ago or something. But yeah, this is both matches are against tank players. Obviously my MaTeIRiA got pre-banned, if I remember correctly, and I banned Tiamat. And yeah, so this is the draft idea. I got the first pick. I decided to go with 2 strippers in the beginning because you need strip, because if the people play Bulwark, you need to strip, right? If they don't play Bulwark, then it is what it is. Locked in the Batsby and also 2 CC units to actually activate the Sword 7 effect, right? So this is basically the idea behind it, having Stripper, having CC, and the Gatsby. And this is how it looks like. So here my Heinrich got banned. I got the Plume though. Starts with the S3. Get the defense break on Holden and Lilian, but not on Ling Lao and the Fushu. S3 got a full CC off. And now working them down, and here the Sword 7 effect kicks in, and we get Gatsby to move here. Gatsby uses S3, targeting the Holden, 44k damage, boom, he's dead. Followed up by S2, and the Ling Lao is dead, and there's only the Fushu left at this point in time. And yeah, that's for this battle. Then the next one, I encountered one of the many Dios we have on the leaderboard. He's also a tank player, one of the Dios who knows the true Dio, or if it's a different Dio, could be the true Dio, who knows who that Dio is at the end of the day. But that was basically, you know, the same draft, because I built the units. You can also throw in Kazuyu, you can use Mio, you can mix and match, you can do whatever you want. It's just the units that I have built up for that situation, which I like to play, right? I just like the combination, and this is all with Sword 7 on Gatsby as well. Let's check out what this match is all about. Here also Messiah got pre-banned, and I banned the Tiamat here in this match. Personally, I just don't like Tiamat on Ember, because I think the whole attention is still bugged and still didn't get fixed. But here the interesting part is this time my Plume got banned and Heinrich actually got through. So what we're seeing here, CC is coming through. We didn't stun the Fushu, but we're following up this time. We got the full CC now. Everybody is CC'd now. Gatsby's about to move, uses his S3, gets them down, and now everybody of the enemy team is getting out of the CC, and then boom, Gatsby hits for a second time, and bye-bye, GG. Also, I did 2 more matches yesterday because I wanted to make sure that I'm in the top 200. I think I should be fine with 3,400 points. But yeah, those were the 2 matches I wanted to highlight with Gatsby, if you want to play Gatsby, on how you want to set him up. And as well, when it comes to his build, I upgraded him, so he was slightly worse in the showcase. But yeah, so I like the Sword 7 now on a swift raid, and I just like having a fast build Gatsby, because when you play CC, you do not really have, you don't have a speed buff or anything, so you cannot go slow, not when you play Sword 7, right? Because Sword 7 is only active when the enemies are in CC. So if you CC control them and they get out of the CC and then he moves, it doesn't make sense to even play this piece. So you have to play him fast. But the cool thing now with the effect showcase I showed you before, I can have lower stats and have just higher speed on my unit and get the same damage output than having, let's say, a count piece, but then he would be slower, right? And that's really the cool thing about the entire thing. I really enjoy Gatsby. He's so good. He's so good. There's so many picks you can do. You can also use Yali, stuff like that, Rin, stuff like that. But I personally like Gatsby because nobody plays him. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. I really appreciate it. And see you with the next one. Deuces.